Coming up on the Weekend Geeks, our look at this year's Pensacon. Coming up right now. Hello and welcome to the second edition of the Weekend Geeks. I'm Justin and I'm joined each week with that Cajun sci-fi guy Eric.
Hello.
And of course the show brought to you by fandomappearances.com, where you can go to get all the listings for your favorite celebrities and the conventions and everything else you want to know, all at fandomappearances.com. Well, if you haven't been able to tell, we are at Pensacon for the 9th year of this show, happening in Pensacola, Florida. It happens each year. Mike Enza and his team do a fantastic job of bringing everything geek and fandom to the area. And this year we've seen Giancarlo Esposito,
George Takei,
oh my.
Mark Singer,
Charles Martinet, and Bobby Clark, who we did meet with on our last episode for episode 1. And of course we're going to have our preview or post wrap up of this show and lots more coming up next on the Weekend Geeks. Pensacon has such a fantastic environment. We've seen so many people here, and what is conventioning after a pandemic, which is most important. You see a few people acknowledging masks, you see people doing social distancing, but you also see people just enjoying themselves, which is good because we need to get back to some normalcy. Yeah. It was the last show that you and I was not here, but the last show you and I attended was CoastCon in Biloxi.
Yeah.
And it's just surreal that we have gone 2 years now.
2 years.
It's just,
in between shows.
It's
Except
incredible.
one outside.
One outside. Well, which one was that?
That was Bo's Extravaganza.
Right. And that was not a convention, though. Well, they had some ciders and things like that. But let's talk Pensacon. So we're here for the entire weekend. It takes place there's stuff all throughout Pensacola. They really have taken over with the airport and everything.
Yeah. They even called it the Intergalactic Airport for this
What
weekend.
are some of the highlights that you see? Things that you like?
Oh, the dealer room looks really good. It's been really packed. Lots of people enjoying themselves. It's good that there's a big crowd after the 2 years of a pandemic. This is a full show. This is one of the big ones in the South, and it looks to be packed today. On
par with maybe not so much Dragon Con of the new day, but maybe Dragon Con of the old day as far as numbers go.
Yeah.
And it's great to see people. Yeah. I mean, it really is. You kind of forget whenever you're at a show that there's so many people here. We got artists. If you like art, there's plenty of art here.
Yeah.
We've seen
lots of authors here.
We've seen we've seen the 501st. We've seen. We did say we saw Charles Martinet. Yeah. He's Mario.
We got some Ghostbusters in different places.
Who was the one person you really wanted to see?
Well, the two that I really wanted to see were Donald Logue and Mark Singer. Mark Singer was great.
And you got to meet them, right?
Yeah, got to walk up to them. Mark Singer was shaking everybody's hand that walked by, so it's a nice guy. Pensacon is interesting, the celebrity areas, because they're all over the building, and it's a maze to get to each celebrity section, but that's part of the fun of it, trying to find the people you want to meet. Trying to find
everything. I really like
a scavenger hunt.
Well, I really like how they have everything spread out. Not so much that you have to walk in all these places, but not everything happens in this one facility because it just can't hold it. There's no really meeting spots, but there's stuff outside, there's stuff at other buildings, there's panels and contests going on throughout. I think they said there was a shootout at noon? But
OK Corral.
OK, Shatner and Sulu, or Shatner and George Takei are not both here, so it's kind of hard to do that, right?
Just George, yeah.
Who else was some of the more exciting things to see?
Well, Giancarlo and George Takei, Giancarlo Esposito, they both have huge lines upstairs. Richard Dreyfuss
saw him last night?
Yeah, he was here last night signing. Supposed to be a guy in a shark costume going to meet Richard Dreyfuss tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
But walking through the dealer room yesterday, it felt like we were back in a normal convention. This is great.
You feel like people are spending their money?
Oh yeah, tons of people spending money here.
And you feel like the actors look like they're genuinely happy to be back?
Oh yeah, they're engaging with people. They look interested. They're not. There's lines for just about every guest. So.
Well, that's right. Well, when we return on the Weekend Geeks, we're going to take a look at our convention calendar and wrap this thing up with a bow. All up next, right after this. Now it's time to take a look at our convention calendar presented by PhantomAppearances.com and our featured convention. And be sure to find all of your convention information on actors and more at PhantomAppearances.com. Well, before we get back to Pensacon, it's time for the news. And a little walk down. No, we're not going to do that. But so much with Picard Season 3 is coming out, right?
Yeah.
In just a couple weeks.
Yeah.
They said that there will be 2 seasons left.
Yeah.
Which we'll get Jean-Luc in this one with Q. And Q's going to mess up all the time. And then we're going to get some kind of a conclusion in Season 3. Mm-hmm. Devastated to hear that we're only going to get 2 more seasons.
Oh. Patrick Stewart is old.
He's old. Yes, he's old. But
can't commit to more than that.
There's a lot of fan speculation that this is going to be the end of our beloved captain, and we're going to see the real final conclusion of Jean-Luc Picard at that point.
Probably. We saw the end of Kirk.
Yeah, well,
to see the end of Picard.
That was a tragic event, and that could have been handled any number of different ways. But
oh my!
Well, yeah, the bridge falling on the captain. But with Picard, you have Q returning and a not so traditional Q. He's not the same Q necessarily. He said the trial never ended, right?
Yeah.
But where do you feel it's going to head? I have a suspicion they are not going to touch on the Golem body at all, and they're just going to leave that storyline in the past. That's what the producers of work said. Any thoughts on Q and his return?
Well, I think it's kind of come full circle for Next Generations. I think it's going to wrap up both Picard's character and Q's character. I mean, humanity's on trial, and now they get to be on trial again for probably figuring out what is human.
Right. Well, there was
especially because Picard he's
that golem.
Sort of human now.
Well, there was a lot of elements. There was the San Francisco, the sectioned areas where the homeless and things were from Deep Space Nine. Mm-hmm. I can't recall the name of that section right now, but you know what I'm talking about. In the storyline, and then Cisco and them are transported back to that, and the Bell riots and all those things.
Yeah.
You got that portion of it. There's just, it looks like they're going back to correct a lot of things that happened in the past.
They could.
But it doesn't look like it's Q's doing it. It's like he's
helping it along.
Helping it along.
Yeah.
He's making sure they get to their destination.
Yeah. And he has a soft spot for Picard.
When fans were thinking Picard was going to be season 8 of Next Generation, it's not.
No.
It's not. It is a much more...
It's a darker show.
It's a darker show. It's slower than Discovery and some of the other ones.
It's more cerebral than
It invites you to look and think about it. Well, that's it for the news, but we hope that you enjoy season 2 of Picard, and that starts, March 3rd?
March 3rd.
And that's on Paramount Plus, and I hope you have your subscription.
Also home to Lower Decks and...
Which this guy loves.
Prodigy.
Yes, so...
And some other...
It's a great time to be a Star Trek fan. but wrapping up Pensacon, it's been such a great weekend. I want to thank the staff here for allowing us to be a part of it and to report on it as for only our second show. And we hope that as the show grows, we're going to continue to move forward and do many more things like this. We have a website you can go to, Phantom Appearances, where we put actors, the conventions, all the information on there. We're going to start doing blogs soon with our thoughts and things about the fandom world and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. That's the same thing somebody else says at the end of their show. But this has been great. It's fun to get out here and look at. It's different to attend the show as media. Looking at analyzing the show while you're here, not just having fun. And this is a great it's a great way to experience the show, and I think everybody here is having a great time.
Well, and on that set of unfortunate news, it's time to end. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next
Good
time.
night.